Hello and welcome to OFC Monthly. My name is Gordon Watson. Our first destination is Auckland's Bruce Pullman Arena, which hosted the region's first ever youth futsal competition last month. The historic 4-day tournament featured 7 men's teams from Solomon Islands, New Zealand, Vanuatu, Tonga, Samoa, New Caledonia and American Samoa. Meanwhile, the women's event saw the national youth sides of New Zealand, Tonga and Samoa joined by the Auckland Football Federation's under-18 futsal team. We also preview New Zealand's intercontinental playoff against Peru on the road to next year's FIFA World Cup, and Fiji's upcoming friendly against Estonia. We'll recap New Zealand and New Caledonia's campaign at the FIFA Under-17 World Cup in India. We'll check on the latest at the OFC Education Centre and meet one of the student athletes. But let's kick off with Oceania's inaugural Under-17 futsal competition. Young men and women from across the region have thrilled futsal fans at Bruce Pullman Arena in Auckland, while competing for the first ever OFC Youth futsal titles on offer. The stakes couldn't have been higher, with the winners of both the men's and women's tournaments also securing qualification for the 2018 Youth Olympic Games in Buenos Aires. Following 4 days of exciting action and tough competition, Solomon Islands finished on top ahead of New Zealand and Vanuatu in the men's event. New Zealand secured the women's trophy, while Tonga finished in second place and Samoa third. The organisers were pleased with the high level of competition and were excited about the growth potential of futsal in Oceania.
It's been a long time coming to have a youth tournament, an international youth event, and really it was so exciting that we were finally able to do it, and it's been a great week, and I think milestone is the right word. I think everyone now can go back to their own countries and start to build on the work that was done this week. What was really pleasing was to see that the new countries, my feeling before was that it could be really tough for them, but if we look across the women's tournament and the men's tournament, everyone was able to get a result, which is really pleasing. And I think what was interesting was to see that the new countries really improved through the week. So they started out on day 1, day 2, and it was, trepidation, I think, for them. But as we got towards the end of the week, we started to see that the girls were more comfortable with the environment, with the wooden court, which is different for many of them. So by the end, some of them, they were flying, and I think if we were able to build on that momentum, the improvement would really continue.
Although New Zealand fell short of qualification for the 2018 Youth Olympics in Buenos Aires in the men's event, the Kiwis were delighted to secure the women's title. New Zealand is one of 8 countries vying to host the 2020 FIFA Futsal World Cup, and Oceania's inaugural youth competition provided the hosts valuable experience.
It's been a fantastic tournament. It's a milestone moment for futsal in this region, to get to the point where we've now got under-18 level, male and female, coming to Oceania and playing an international competition is fantastic, and it just goes to show the growth we've got of the sport in this country, and it's a proud moment for New Zealand to be hosting it on behalf of Oceania. You look at some of these smaller nations like Samoa and Tonga and coming in for the first time, and certainly they're at a much better level than I expected, so that you can just see that they've been working hard in the background. And that's the beauty of these tournaments, is that the teams have now got something to work towards. There's a pathway for them in youth as well as senior, men and women, and that's the fantastic thing these tournaments offer.
The other component, of course, is that we have a team like Solomon Islands, New Zealand, Vanuatu, New Caledonia, who really aspired to go to the Olympics. And in the end, we saw in the boys' tournament with Solomon Islands a team that is, well worthy of representing Oceania. I believe that they can do well at the Olympics. And in the women, New Zealand again showed their class, and I have every confidence that both these teams will represent our region well on the world stage.
After travelling from Zurich to witness Oceania's talent on display, FIFA Beach Soccer and Futsal manager Brent Rahim is also optimistic about the future of the game across the region.
In general, it's been a fantastic week or so here. It's been a well-organized tournament in regards to very high competitive matches, a lot of enthusiasm. OFC's done a great job. It's been a great initiative to organize this tournament for the first time in the region. And yes, and we hope that tournaments such as this one will continue and it will grow from strength to strength.
one thing I'd like to see is, if not an annual competition, a youth competition, an international one every 2 years in Oceania, and similarly for this at senior level every 2 years. So side by side like that for me is the key. But again, we need to recognise that the work has to continue at home in each one of the member associations.
Reigning Oceania champions New Zealand will play 5th place South American qualifier Peru in a home and away intercontinental playoff for a spot in next year's FIFA World Cup in Russia. The All Whites will host the opening leg of the tie in front of a capacity crowd at Wellington's Westpac Stadium on the 11th of November. The away leg will be played in Peru's capital, Lima, 4 days later.
They need to be respected. You know, they're obviously not one of the bigger names in that group, and one of the bigger names that everyone's been talking about. But they're there for a reason. They're there on merit. They're a very dangerous team, dangerous going forward. They've got some really dangerous individuals, and this now poses a slightly different scenario for us, which we are looking forward to. I think if you'd asked a while ago who we would have preferred, we would want Peru out of all of the teams, but it's still a big challenge, but one that we really fully believe that we can overcome, and you know, we're looking forward to welcoming them to New Zealand in a very short time. My first 2 years here, even when I first started here, you know, everyone I spoke to in football here, even rugby and different people, everyone had made a point of telling me about the Bahrain game down in Wellington in 2009, and you know, the sort of things how they described that game, and everyone has said the same thing, just how the whole country got behind the team, and it was one of the most amazing sporting events, and all these really powerful memories and messages. Really, since I've been here, I've just dreamt of this day, getting to New Zealand. In fact, the dream has always been to have played the second game and the final whistle, and we qualify and we win in New Zealand. Now this is going to happen the other way around, and we play the first game here, but I can't wait. It's going to be great. In fact, I think it gives us the advantage playing at home first, and we can't wait to be in front of our fans and play such an important game.
Meanwhile, Fiji's national side is also facing a difficult test when they host Estonia on November 19. The Europeans are ranked 95 places higher than Fiji, and they include the likes of Liverpool's Ragnar Klavan, Fulham's Matthias Kate and Karel Metz, who plays for Breda in the Dutch First Division. The Fijians are keen to secure a number of high-profile international matches against quality opponents in the coming years as part of their long-term preparations for the 2022 FIFA World Cup playoffs. The match against Estonia will be played in Suva on November 19. At last month's FIFA Under-17 World Cup in India, debutant New Caledonia and New Zealand flew Oceania's flag, and both sides came away from the tournament with plenty of positives. Following a 7-1 defeat to France in their opening match, followed by a tough 5-0 loss to Honduras, the young Leikagu finished the tournament on a high thanks to an impressive 1-1 draw with Asian powerhouse Japan. Captain Jakub Jeno scored an 84th minute equaliser to claim an historic first point for the OFC representatives in their first ever World Cup appearance at any level. A truly remarkable moment for New Caledonian football, one which sparked wild celebrations amongst the players as well as the coaching staff. The Kiwis opened their campaign with a promising 1-1 draw with Turkey before a thrilling and closely contested encounter with Paraguay that saw New Zealand letting a 2-1 lead slip and eventually suffer a heartbreaking 4-2 defeat. Despite a 3-1 loss to Mali in their final outing, coach Danny Hay had plenty of reason to be proud of his players' efforts throughout the campaign. Oceania Football Confederation's groundbreaking initiative, the OFC Education Centre, is full steam ahead, with coaching development programs in both Tonga and the Cook Islands.
Let's see if you can plan a 6-week cycle for your players, your youth players.
I was pretty happy and appreciated that we launched the program, and it's more like a pilot to launch the education center, and also that's lead to achieve our vision in the future is to be popularize the game of football here in Tonga. I think for my roles and responsibility and plus my vision is to develop the game. So it's helped me to develop more people as an instructor and to pass on my knowledge to those people and bring back the benefit to my home country and my nation.
It was challenging at first, but towards the end it was exciting, and I've learned a lot of things in terms of coaching process, how to structure a proper training session. Learn a lot about leadership, especially getting to know myself well at a personal level. And towards the end, I've improved a lot in terms of game understanding. And part of the P license that I'm currently working on now is developing a player development curriculum, which is quite exciting. Yeah.
The education center will provide us in Lototonga Soccer Center with support from training of the Oceania Football Confederation, provide pathways for all, not only as a football players, but also administrator, refereeing players. With this, we develop as a whole of the nation to reach their full potential.
We're wanting to lift the standard of coaching in the Cook Islands, and Oceania Football has been a huge support just in terms of my time here since last year with the courses that we've been able to host, grassroots courses, youth courses, and just recently we've hosted a senior C licence course.
It was quite daunting trying to do it, because it was for me it was a lot. I didn't realise that I was able to accomplish that, but yeah, it's huge to be able to finish it, and yeah, we're quite excited actually. Yeah.
We've been fortunate through the support of the President that we've been able to develop 6 national academies since February of this year, which has really enabled us to lift the level of playing talent in the Cook Islands, and then parallel alongside of that is the coach education side of things.
I'm pretty excited, and I think I've earned it, putting in the hard work, and it has been my goal to achieve this certificate so that I can take it back into my own personal club and develop our players.
Having to achieve that C licence, having to go through the process of achieving the C licence has broadened my understanding better of the game, and being able to deliver and to coach girls at that level. The amount of work that was put into it, it was huge. Organising, designing training programs, training sessions, and delivering that to our under 16 girls. That contributed a lot.
Yeah, I'm feeling much more confident. Being home, like you're used to people around, so I think it's a great place to start. So with coaching, now I can get out, I'm used to the environment. So from here, it's just taking that step further by either be taking academies when it's a much higher level, international teams. If I pursue that, then home is the best way to start.
I hope that the coaches here, or those who want to be coaches in future, would take advantage of it. It will help us become better. Coaches help us plan sessions better, help us to get new ideas and putting all those new ideas together, because I'm finding that soccer is advancing. There's a lot more skills, there's a lot more ways of delivering soccer sessions with different age groups. So I'm hoping that this would raise the standard of football here in the Cook Islands.
So we've seen a lot of overlaps with coaches locally that have obviously gone down the coach education pathway, and in turn they've been able to utilise their skills by coming into the academy setup, which in turn has progressed their coaching pathway and level of expertise up until the international level as well.
Papua New Guinea Youth International Emmanuel Simongi is one of 4 student athletes who have returned for a second year at the OFC Education Centre. The 17-year-old, who made his international debut with Papua New Guinea at the OFC Under-17 Championship earlier this year, believes both his football and academic development has benefited hugely from his time at the Education Centre, which OFC oversees in collaboration with Auckland's One Tree Hill College.
Since I came, I've been learning a lot of good things in and out of the pitch, and yeah, I'm doing good at school and football as well. They gave me the form to fill up what subjects should I take, and I took history, social studies, maths, language, and economics. Yeah. With the help of my teachers, I'm doing good in all of the subjects. Yeah. We went back home and then we have to go for the tournament. Yeah, and after the tournament, it's good to see each other again. To be honest, I went back because there's a lot of good boys, and then I thought I would miss out for the spot again, but I was selected again to come back here. Yeah, it was good. I think I've gained more confidence to play high pressure football. Yeah, I think confidence is one of the things I've learned. Last year we came, it was the first time, so we didn't do things more into things. But now I think we're going pretty well compared to last year. We came in August. The school competition is on process, so we came in. Phil, our coach, he told us to continue playing with the school team. It was good because last year we didn't have the chance to play because we came late and the school competition was over. And then this year we came in. We was happy because the school competition is on, and then we have to play. Compared to PNG, I think the competition here is, the standard is high, so it's a good thing. I've learned so many things playing with the school team. I played cricket and rugby touch. Yeah, these are the 2 sports I played apart from soccer. I haven't played tennis before. I think it's going to be my first time playing tennis. Yeah. I really love watching tennis, so I think it's gonna work. In my life, I never played futsal, so playing football in international level like this is a good thing for me. It's a new experience for me. When we went home back during last year, we missed each other, so it's good. I love them. We came in, we blended well together here. They moved us around because last year I stayed with Nigel, the Fijian boy, in the same homestay, but now they changed us around because I have to stay with Stuart, so now I'm living with Stuart with one host. And since we're Melanesian, it's working pretty well. Language, we speak same language. It's broken English, but we call it Pidgin in Solomon and PNG. Yeah, so we communicate with each other pretty well. Yeah. We always make jokes about each other. We share food. For my country in PNG, education system is not as good as in here. So when I came, Phil told me to not only football but to do good in school as well. Yeah, and my education as well. Yeah, so I've done what he told me to do. Yeah. We used to do things inside the classroom. He used to taught us about how, for example, how Ronaldo is now Ronaldo. While waiting for the training, he always teaches us about how to be good in everything, and for example in finance we have to how to budget. He's been motivating us, to be professional.
Sorry, Captain, would you like to say anything to your fans back in Solomons? Yeah, it's okay. Alright, that's us from OFC Education Centre. We'll see you next time.
After taking Oceania's premier international club competition, the OFC Champions League, to football fans across the Pacific, the Oceania Football Confederation Executive Committee has confirmed the hosts of the 4 groups for the 2018 edition. Group A of the prestigious tournament will be held in Vanuatu, with debutants Nel Kutan FC, joining with the Vanuatu Football Federation to host Lae City Dwellers, Bar and the qualifying stage winners in Port Vila. At the same time, the Tahitian Football Federation and AS Dragon will be welcoming the as-yet-to-be-decided Solomon Islands champions. AS Lossie of New Caledonia and Eriko Golden Star of Vanuatu will arrive in Papeete for Group B action. 8-time regional champions Auckland City FC will host their group for the second year in a row. Lautoka FC, Madang FC and AS Venus will travel to New Zealand in the hopes of unseating the competition's most successful club. Group D will be staged in Honiara, where 3 times finalist Team Wellington will travel with AS Magenta and the qualifying runners-up to join the runner-up of the Solomon Islands S-League. The OFC Champions League 2018 begins in American Samoa in January, with the 4 club champions from American Samoa, Cook Islands, Samoa and Tonga competing for the 2 remaining places in the final 16. That's our program for this month. Join us again next time for all the latest from Oceania's world of football. Thank you and goodbye.